what I've been doing with collage papers lately. I've just been taking previously made scraps. This was a scrap page where I was using a brayer and some brown, and I just was brayering to use on something else, and I just kept this because, well, why not, right? So now here's what I do then. I take already started hunks of paper that for one reason or another, they're fine, but they're not great. They're not great. And what I like to do then is pull them out and make them more interesting. So I thought it might be fun to try to do that with some of these tin colors because I love them so much. So this is, I haven't even opened them, people. I just took the plastic off of them before we came online. And what I know I want to do over this brown here at the edges is I want to use the embossing glaze because I think it would be so pretty over this brown. And you can, I'm just putting some embossing, this Versamark ink over top. So it's a clear ink. I'm just going to put some right here. And then I'm going to sprinkle the glaze over. I have a feeling it's going to look really pretty. We shall see. But I love pink and brown together. It's one of my favorite combinations. So let's see how this looks when we emboss it. Oh yeah, look at how pretty that is, how sheer. So that's what the glaze looks like. I don't know if you are, yeah, maybe this will give you a better view of it. It's just that sheer, glossy, embossed. It's just so pretty, so pretty. Now here's the thing I like to do with that is then if you work over it, it kind of creates its own little resist too, which is pretty cool. So, but let's see what we could do with, this is just our regular distress ink. So we could just swipe some over. That's nice. We could kind of, well, it really dries so fast. Let me use some of the, I want to see if I have a feeling it's all like maybe kind of sheer. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to try to stencil over and see how it does over just the brown. Let's work right here in this area. Oh, you do get some opacity there. This is just the regular distress ink. You do get a little bit of opacity. Nice to know. Good to know. That was one of the things I was curious about, right? And again, I'm going to pounce some of my over color here. Again, it's pretty over that brown. I like that. Very nice. Got a little hair over it. Okay. This is that's got a lot of potential. Yum, yum, yum. Let's pull to one of these and, oops, sorry. Let's look at one of these colors and, or one of these pages and see how, okay, so this is the spray dye. Now look at this, how sheer it is. I mean, you can see the color. There's no opacity there at all. Let's just get a dribble going on this and see what it looks like. Oh, wow. Yeah, hello. Showing up fairly bright on camera. It's not that bright in real life. And here's an old piece of notebook paper let's pull some up and just get some of these going. Here's what I'm thinking is you can just use the different products with each other, which is kind of, ooh, there's a little boo-boo on there. There it is. Okay. So you can, this is the refill for the oxide, the distress oxide. So when I spritz this with some water, it's gonna kind of float out and do some interesting things. We all love that distress oxide, right? I know I do. I could have probably gotten bigger pieces of paper, huh? But look at, oh my, the color is really starting to oxidize here. Let's see if I can. I'm going to adjust the light real quick. I feel like I'm getting too much brightness, believe it or not. I was blinded by the light. Imagine that. So let's see if this is a little bit better. There's less of a glare here now. This is gorgeous. The oxide refill on top of this, really, really pretty. Now I've got some of this still sitting here. I'm going to move it over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Honest to God, you guys, don't be afraid to just add layer after layer after layer on top of your collage papers. They just get better, you guys, I swear. This has truly become a favorite thing for me. It's a good starting place when you're like looking for, you know, kind of a place to start. Like maybe you just are starting out for the day and you want to see like, oh, what should I start doing today? Well, you know what? Just warm up. Warm up by making just some extra layers on some collage papers. Just warm up. And this is fun. So you're using the same color in all these different mediums. The glaze, the oxide, the dye, the, you know, all these different versions. And that's what I find fascinating is the repeated colors, the repeated color in different mediums. Super, super fun. Let's try it over here. And this is the paint again, okay. Okay, so you just stencil the paint, get a little bit of that. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I think that's wet enough. I can probably put the glaze over top of it without any embossing ink. Yeah, look at it. It's just wet enough that you can put the glaze right over top of it. And even if you're working with other mediums not made by Ranger, you can do that also. You can use your glaze right over top of it. And that's certainly a nice effect. Let's emboss this real quick and then we'll drizzle some ink on it. Okay, I love that. I'm going to grab another oxide color to use with the pink. Fossilized amber. I think that this color, fossilized amber, and this pink together are going to be just, I think they're going to be new best friends. Oh yeah, look at those two together. And if I had like tea dye, which I probably do, but I think I really should stop walking off camera during the live stream. Oh shoot. Yeah, it's really, I just love how these oxides work. They are one of my favorite products ever because of the oxidation process. I find it utterly fascinating. Just the best, the oxidation. And then they're merging up together and, oh, just fantastic. Fantastic. We'll put some over here. So the oxide products have to be used with water to get the activation, the oxide activation, and they need to be used on porous surfaces. And some of the other products can just be used on almost anything. This, the distressed paint, for instance, paper, fabric, wood, metal, glass, plastic, and more. I mean, good Lord, could there be a more flexible product, right? I love that. Love it, love it, love it. The dye spray, you can create, you know, blended effects. I believe it's one for, it'll go on mainly porous, which porous is really just like your uncoated paper, you know. This would be non-porous because I previously painted this. So it has a layer of acrylic paint, which is kind of like a layer of plastic. So that would be non-porous. Porous would be this paper. And just spritzing the dye is gorgeous. Look at it blending in with some of that leftover fossilized amber. It's just so pretty. And then this is just the regular ink. So this is the spray stain, then this is the ink. And this one, I believe, is more permanent. Let's put a little drip right on this wet part. Yes, look at how it makes a little bloom onto the wet surface. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. Just a few minutes, and, you know, this paper is definitely improved. I'm going to pull a couple of those blooms over on top here. But keep layering up your collage papers. They just get better and better. I always have them laying around ready to go at an instant. And then when they get to the point where I think, oh yeah, I love those, that is when I move them to the finished stack and they're ready to go then.